Is there anything more terrifying than a dinosaur chasing you on land? A dinosaur pursuing you underwater? Dinosaurs, as massive as they were, didn't stick to dipping their necks in waters to find prey. Some were bold enough to learn to swim. These are no 20-foot crocodile-like dinosaurs either. We're talking like beasts as large as T-Rexes. Make sure to keep watching all the way to number 1 for the most terrifying dinosaur to ever swim. Before we get on with the top 9 dinosaurs that could swim, make sure you support us and subscribe to our channel on the bottom right. After that, hit the bell button below and we are good to go. 9. Dino Suckers. This ancient beast was as long as a T-Rex but twice as heavy. Every dinosaur wished they had the life the Deinosuchus had. There was little that could defeat it. There was little they couldn't crush between their giant jaws, and little that could outswim it. The Deinosuchus weighed up to 7 tons, which is about as heavy as a fully grown elephant. It was an apex predator more than 75 million years, sinisterly lurking in the coastal swamps of North America. That means it would have made a snack out of every duckbill and unfortunate dinosaur that crossed its path. Its size and weight wouldn't have been a problem. In this case, water didn't slow it down. In fact, since it spent most of its time in the water like a prehistoric, terrifying alligator, the water would have freed it from any gravity restriction on land. This dinosaur is believed to have been the largest predator of its ecosystem. The proof? Dinosuchus bite marks on other giant dinosaurs previously thought to be undefeated. 8. Sarcosuchus. In what is now the Tarim Desert in central Niger, some 110 million years, what National Geographic dubbed as Super Croc terrorized even the most fearsome of dinosaurs. It was the top predator in African waters, capable of tangling with other large dinosaurs. Whatever came in range of its ginormous, powerful jaws was fair game. Now the Sarcosuchus is believed to be the largest crocodile that ever lived. Modern crocodiles, even ones as large as the saltwater crocodile, seem like geckos in comparison. And unlike the crocodiles we are used to, the Sarcosuchus had a unique ability. It never stopped growing, keeping a steady growth rate throughout its long life. Normally, crocs reach their full adult size around 10 years old, with the largest reaching 25 feet long. Since the Sarcosuchus never stopped growing, it could reach lengths of up to 40 feet from head to tail. However, like the modern croc, it had eyes that moved up and down, meaning that it would have spent most of its time partially submerged below the surface of freshwater rivers. And while the Sarcosuchus resembled a crocodile more than it resembled the T-Rex, it weighed as much as a dinosaur, a little over 10 tons. With its size, it had enough bite to match its bark, capable of hunting other dinos for dinner. Paleontologists even believe it would have been able to break the neck of large theropods such as the Spinosaurus. Before we continue with a massive dinosaur that had a bite more powerful than even the T-Rex, just hit the like button to fully support us. 7. Purosaurus. Competing with the Sarcosuchus in fierceness and size is the Purosaurus. Dating back to the Miocene epoch, the Purosaurus was one of the biggest and most powerful freshwater predators to ever roam the earth. Even after the events that wiped out most dinosaurs, the Purosaurus remained one of the largest reptiles in history. Its skull alone reached 1.4 meters long, its size 12.4 meters long. That means it was larger than the size of a bus, and it weighed an impossible 8.4 tons. That also means it needed an incredible amount of food on a daily basis to keep up with its massive weight, and the predators that no doubt would have been happy to take its place as an apex predator. In fact, it's believed that it needed around 88 pounds of food every day, 20 times the amount a modern alligator needs. Thankfully, it had a robust body and large conical teeth capable of gripping and holding on to powerful prey. The Purosaurus would have been able to deliver a bite with a pressure of 7 tons, far more powerful than even the T-Rex. It's due to his size and insane amount of food required daily that freshwaters around Brazil and where it roamed started to miss the Purosaurus. 6. Suchomimus. Meet the Suchomimus, a dinosaur whose name literally means crocodile mimic. Its name refers to its unusually narrow, 4-foot-long skull and long crocodilian snout and jaws packed full of spinosaurid teeth, making for grasping prey. It roamed what is now Niger. As unusual and large as it looks, the Suchomimus was the most common predator of its time, which was during the early Cretaceous age, 121 to 112 million years. It's actually a lot similar to the Spinosaurus and the Baryonyx, as well as the T-Rex. However, instead of putting its 40-foot height and 6 tons weight toward becoming the most feared predator of its time, the Suchomimus likely settled for feeding on fish. And since monsters such as the Tyrannosaurus rex wouldn't come until tens of millions of years later in North America, it maintained its lifestyle for a long time. It used its long arms to dip into the water to spear whatever fish passes. Otherwise, its mostly marine diet consists of scavenging for abandoned carcasses. 5. Allosaurus. Next up is one dinosaur who is known to have a temper, the Allosaurus. If you happen to walk around 155 to 150 million years ago during the late Jurassic period, you would have had to crane your neck up to spot the 50-foot-tall Allosaurus. It was a truly massive carnivore, even directly competing with the T-Rex. It's no wonder that its diet consisted of other dinosaurs, but it mostly fed on herbivores. Its reputation for a short fuse comes from its tooth marks found on Apatosauruses and the giant Stegosaurus. It's even believed that it was an aggressor. An Allosaurus alone would be able to take on numerous large predators. If it hunted in packs, which is still a debatable matter, it would have easily been able to corner and kill a fully grown, perfectly healthy Apatosaurus. The question here is, could it swim? Although it had a bite that was significantly weaker than alligators, there is evidence that this dinosaur could. 12 swim tracks that stretched across 50 feet were found in waters where it lived, and fossilized ripple marks at the sight point to the dinosaur swimming against the current while trying to maintain a straight path. 4. Ceratosaurus. A crocodile-like tail could have possibly made the Ceratosaurus capable of swimming, making it a double threat. The Ceratosaurus lived 153 to 148 million years ago during the late Jurassic in what is now Portugal and the USA. There is no mistaking this beast for another. The Ceratosaurus is distinguishable with its significantly long, slender 9 centimeters long teeth in its upper, which are nearly as long as its lower jaw was deep, meaning that they would almost stick out even when its mouth was closed. Its name means horned lizard, and it refers to the row of sharp horns on its head and the unique row of small and bony pieces of armor that ran along its back. The Ceratosaurus was no small dinosaur. It would have been one of the biggest predators in its ecosystem, easily reaching over 22 feet in height. While it mostly snacked on herbivore dinosaurs, numerous scientists firmly believe it was capable of feeding on aquatic animals such as crocodiles, turtles, and fish. 3. Elasmosaurus. Is that a dinosaur or the Loch Ness Monster, as some people believe? Chances are, this plesiosaur that lived millions of years ago in North America in the late Cretaceous period is not the Loch Ness Monster, but it shared a lot of its traits. The Elasmosaurus had the longest neck of any plesiosaur ever found. Its neck consisted of 71 vertebrae. Keep in mind that all other plesios had no more than 60 vertebrae. It made up about half of its body. This means that not only could it swim, but that it was incapable of even raising its neck above water. Unless it happened to be sitting in a relatively shallow pond, it wouldn't have been able to do anything more than raising its tiny head above the water surface. Still, since it wasn't equipped with gills like fish, it couldn't spend underwater 24 hours of the day, so it had to come up occasionally for water. So technically, the Elasmosaurus isn't a dinosaur, but it might as well be, as it coexisted with most of the species we are familiar with today. 2. Kronosaurus. The Kronosaurus is named after the Greek mythological figure Kronos. Just like Kronos wasn't technically a god, but a titan that ate nearly all his children, the Kronosaurus isn't technically a dinosaur, but a plesiosaur. One of the first specimens was found in Colombia, where an abundance of prehistoric crocodiles and turtles are often found. The Kronosaurus made for a fearsome sight, 33 feet from snout to tail, and 7 to 10 tons heavy. There was no walking away from a fight with this behemoth. Surprisingly, while it didn't have the sharpest of teeth, only a few inches long, they didn't have the characteristic fatal cutting edges of most marine reptiles and prehistoric sharks. To make up for it, the Kronosaurus is believed to have been to chase prey at alarming speeds. Once it got a good grip on a prey, whether that's a marine turtle or a plesiosaur, it would go on to shake it, then crush its skull with its powerful bite. Proof that the Kronosaurus was occasionally bold in either its search for food or in its aggressive behavior. Kronosaurus bite marks have been found on the skull of the Australian plesiosaur Elasmosaurus. 1. Spinosaurus. And then we have perhaps one of the only dinosaurs that made the T-Rex tremble on its hind legs, the Spinosaurus. Since its discovery, the Spinosaurus has never stopped impressing scientists. Imagine how much of a fearsome sight it made, the menacing body of a dinosaur with the head of a snarling crocodile and with a giant spiky sail running down its back. But contrary to popular belief, Spinosaurus didn't just band together in packs and terrorize all land animals. Overwhelming evidence proves that it spent a lot of its time in the water. Despite its massive size and heavy weight, there is no doubt it would have been able to easily float. For so long, it was believed that it wouldn't have been able to pursue prey underwater. Recent studies prove the opposite. Its tail, which is so large that its full length requires 5 large tables to support it, was actually used to help move it faster through the water. Imagine that, a dinosaur longer than a fully grown T-Rex, over 50 feet long and 7-ton heavy, was capable of full-fledged aquatic movement. All those ancient, massive crocodiles, they didn't stand a chance. That was all for today, guys. Let us know in the comments which of these dinosaurs you thought was the most impressive and which one you thought is the scariest. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel so we can keep creating videos for you. Till the next one.